Good morning, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Happy Pride Month. Do you think you would lose me if you saw me in a crowd? How is everyone this morning? I'm a little bit early, not much, but a little bit. I have my giant hot chocolate. I have a list of people to say thank you to and new patrons. And I also have a funny story to tell you because I'm a moron. No buttons today. He has stayed on the mainland this weekend because he had an event last night, and we have had a lot of long weekends this last month, and so I needed to try and catch up with some work, which I've pretty much just about done, so that's good. Yeah, so good morning. How is everybody? Trusting UK is here. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I not sure what I'm going to do today because I had sort of planned to play around with the fabric stash and destash some stuff, probably just as far as mum, because I think the majority of stuff that I'm thinking of destashing is actually autumn colours. But I also came down last night and started making the tiered and gathered skirt from this cotton, and this needs to be pressed, and it also needs to have bias binding put on its raw edges, and then I just have the pleated and gathered skirt in the rose silk left to do. So yes. Nimoy says, hello everyone, just arrived with my lunch. I'm at work. Hello. Elena says, hello, lovely shiny peeps. Hello. Maverick60 says, hi, shiny peeps from very sunny Kent. Hello. Welcome. So yes, I have accidentally made a giant hot chocolate today. We use the gold top milk, which this might sound gross, but it's chunky because there's cream in it, and I do shake it. But there was a giant smoosh of cream at the top, so I had to like really turn the thing upside down and squeeze to get actual milk to come out. This sounds really gross, and then suddenly there's just like the giant bit of cream came into the, yeah. So I've ended up with a giant hot chocolate today, and I guess that story is not dirty unless you have a filthy mind like me. So sorry for this. Yes. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Jojo's here. Hi. If anyone's going to be laughing at me, it will be you. Because oh dear, I haven't had an email to say I've gone live yet. Have I? Have I? Oh yes, I have. I just missed it. It's probably giggling at my own stupidity. What was I going to do? I was going to say hello to the Patreon peeps because I remembered. So we've got 3 new Patreon peeps to say hi to. The very lovely Susan, the very lovely Fiona Groves, and Sherry Hollis as well. So thank you to all 3 of you for joining the Patreon peeps. It is much appreciated. So there's a few little tweaks and changes going on over on Patreon at the moment. I am going to be doing Zoom calls twice a month. Hopefully one that works, because I've split the world into 3 time zones because that's Shan logic. So hopefully the one that works for time zone 1, I'm in time zone 2, and then time zone 3. So hopefully one that works really well for 1, one that works really well for 3, and then both of them should work equally well for 2 because I'm in 2 and I am not going to be staying up late or getting up early because this is me we're talking about. So yeah, there's going to be some FaceTime calls or Zoom calls going on, which should be really fun, and it'll be really nice to kind of just hang out and chill and talk more sewing stuff with more sewing peeps. So that's good. Patricia says hi from the USA. Good morning. Elena says, and you're making me hungry straight from the start. Sorry. Susan says, hello, everyone. Hello. Jane says, morning all. Just got back from a short bike ride. Lovely out there. It is rather nice. Susan says, you are so welcome. Thank you. Sewing is my happy place. It says, oh, Pauline. Hi. It's a beautiful day here in Lancashire. Nice. Nice. And then where it says, and I was just about to remind you, typing left-handed is slow. It is. It is. But thank you very much for reminding me, because at least somebody knows what I'm supposed to be doing for my job. More than I do. So, yeah, funny story. The Cloth Edit have released their Club Cloth Edit boxes. And I went onto the website and looked at the timetable, and she's done all the calculations for you, so you didn't have to work out what time they were going live. She'd put all of the times on there for you in order. I'm trying to get the thing up now. The cloth edit. If I could type, that would be good. So Gabrielle had done all the work for you, done all the timing for you. Oh, somebody else has just joined the Patreon peeps. Thank you. I didn't see who it was. It went too quickly. I don't know what was going on in my tiny little brain, but yeah, of course it has. Gabrielle has done all the hard work for you. And it clearly said on the time, UK 11:30 p.m. and I had put 8 a.m. So I went on at 11:30 a.m. and I was just like, everything's sold out. Am I that slow again? I was just like, God damn it. So yeah, just thought, you know what, fastest finger first, and I've missed out again. And then I got a message from Gabrielle last night, and I didn't see it because I've turned notifications off for Instagram, because I was getting a notification every time anyone did anything, and my pictures and stuff are starting to get sort of like well over 300 likes, which is amazing, and I'm not complaining at all. But when your phone keeps pinging at you, and I mean, I don't know how people with millions of subscribers cope, because just wow. I've turned off notifications for Instagram, so I don't get notifications through. So I was asleep, and for some reason, I think Buttons texted or something. So I looked at my phone and I was just like, oh, I'll have a quick look at Instagram. And Gabrielle had very kindly sent me a message a couple of minutes before saying, just a reminder, they're going live in a few minutes. And she's very kindly offered me free shipping as well, which is incredibly kind of her. I had slept through it. I had slept through the entire thing, and the colorway that I want has sold out. So never mind. Next time, there's got to be a foolproof way of me being able to do this thing and like read time and not get confused. We shall see. So somebody, Corinne James has just joined the Patreon peeps as well for a whole year. Thank you, Corinne. Thank you very much. So yeah, I was having a special 5 minutes yesterday. Never mind. Nimoy says, it's lovely weather here as well. I actually took the bike to work. Ooh, nice. Lala Producer says, morning all from Canada. I think that is. The flags are tiny. Elena says to Nimoy, wow, you're being motivated. Caroline says, good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy sunny Sunday. I promise I can read. I think I actually need new glasses. I think I need to go get my eyes tested. I've had these ones for a while now. And it's been well over a year since I've had my eyes tested. Elena says, put an alarm on your phone. Elena, that's a really good idea, except like I say, I did that for the wrong time. I did it for 11:25 a.m. So I was dutifully on the website at 11:25, refreshing, and it came round to 11:30, refreshed, and everything was still sold out. So I was like, I wasn't quick enough. Again. I swear to goodness. I mean, honestly. PM, Sean. PM. Yeah, Lena says, and double check it. I mean, this is the trouble. Like, I could have triple checked it. I just, in my brain, it was in the morning. Nimue says to Elena, I can only do it on weekends because I work until midnight on weekdays. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. So I'm taking the nice days whenever I can, definitely. Jojo says, lol, oh dear, were you channeling my potato brain? Brian. Definitely sounds like something I would do. Yeah. Debbie says, hello. Debbie's coming to the island next week. I'm going to go and have lunch with her on Thursday. Very exciting. Oh, I have some exciting things to run past you, Debbie, as well. I've priced up the new retreat and I wanted to see your reaction in person for a week and see what you think of the prices. I actually don't think they're that bad, and hopefully I'll be announcing it over the next week or so. Yeah, but Debbie's going to get a sneaky peek because she's coming all the way to see, well, not just to see me, she's coming to see the island, but still. Maverick says, I forgot about it last night, but I was very lucky and got the box I wanted this morning. Nice. Elena says, but if you will get the new glasses, you could try transparent frames. I love mine. I really want these frames in the transparent color that they do. These are Versace frames, and they have like a model number on them, and they come in a bunch of different colors, and one of the colors is like clear. So I really kind of want those ones because I tried on a pair of clear Versace, not quite the same as these, but I did try on a pair of clear Versace frames before and loved how they looked, and really kicked myself that I didn't buy them at the time. But it's not just like buying the frames, is it? You have to buy the lenses and stuff as well, and then there's always a better deal if you buy two, but then that's just a little bit more money and it's just already expensive, and it's just like so yeah. But yay, I will definitely be having a look at some new frames, and I do really like this shape on me because there's just that little tiny cat eye there is so much better than the rectangular ones I had before. I've basically worn the same glasses. I bought myself 2 pairs of Ralph Lauren glasses when I was 19, I think, and I bought one black and one tortoiseshell frame, and they were rectangular, and I literally wore the tortoiseshell ones until they snapped in the middle. I had them for like 11 years, and I was just getting the glass replaced in them, or the lenses replaced, and went back, so 12 years ago now, and bought 2 new pairs. One was Tiffany and one was Jimmy Choo, and both of those were rectangular black frame and tortoiseshell frame. Slightly different this time, not exactly, because the first ones were Ralph Lauren. I don't know if I said that, probably did. But having put those on recently, the lenses haven't changed that much, but just that little kind of like cat eye shape there is so much better than the rectangular one. So I love these. So I can imagine that I would buy every single color of frame that these come in, and then just have my lenses put into them, because I am a creature of habit. 100%. Conchetta says, good morning. Good morning. Lena says, sorry, Lollapalooza says, did the super secret squirrel project ever get finished? I mean, I finished mine in August last year. They haven't released the pattern yet. So yeah. This is why I don't pattern test. I still have the twirls of that dress to show you when the pattern does get released. I'm not sure what the hold up is with it. I don't know. So yeah. Robert says, I'm very happy to be here. First time. Welcome, Robert. Enjoy the sewing chat. Debbie says, ooh, very interesting. Can't wait. Yes. Conchetta says, good morning. I think I read that one already. Sorry. Elena says, if you change frame to the same but different color, you can just move the lenses. I think the lenses need to be replaced. I don't think they're strong enough anymore, because I am finding that I'm having to take these off to do certain things. Or I am getting to the age where I need varifocals, or bifocals at the very least, because I am finding I'm taking these off to look at my screen close up, and then putting them on when I want to do things like this and talk to you guys. So yeah. Bayron says, hi, my name is Jason. Nice to meet you. Hello. You named after Bugatti there, the Bayron. Nimoy says, glasses frame shapes are tricky. Once you find something that works, it's worth sticking with it. Yeah. I mean, that's why I stuck with the rectangle ones for so long, because, you know, I that's all I'd known and that's all I'd worn. So, anything else? Rock Mouse says, morning peeps, squirrels. Caroline says, that's the charm scout dress cut out. Nice. I need to crack on and get some of my Make 9 done, don't I? Because I haven't done one. Whoops. Debbie says, I have varifocals. Bit strange at first, but soon, but soon get used to them. Yeah. Lollapalooza says, I had laser eye surgery 12 hours ago. Hours? But now have to use reading glasses. How are you? Years or hours? But I've made an appointment to go and talk to somebody about laser eye surgery, but I have cancelled it because I am terrified. Because I have a feeling it would only be this eye that I would be qualified to have it done in. Yeah. Lollapalooza says years. Lol. I was going to say, how are you reading? This is so impressive. Yeah, I have a feeling it's only going to be this eye that will be eligible to have it done. And I know the likelihood of it going wrong is tiny. But if it goes wrong, I am screwed because I don't see out of this eye if this one's open. I know my brain would probably adjust. When I went to the opticians the last time to have these to get tested for what prescription I should have in these ones, he did actually make it so that this eye he like balanced, you know, they do with the really fun with the glasses, and he balanced it out so that this eye was actually working at the same time as this one, and it was instant headache, like instantly uncomfortable. And because my brain's not used to it, so it was just like, oh, that's awful. He's like, yeah, but you can see. I was like, I know, but I don't want to. Please take it away. It was really, really uncomfortable and weird. And so I know that if it did fluff up and that this eye got damaged during laser eye surgery, which I know that is the remotest possibility, but it is a possibility because they do say that, you know, there's an margin for error and everything. I am just so scared. But I wanted to go and see if this eye would be eligible, because if it is, it's like I'd like to get that one done first, because if that fluffs up, I can't see out that one anyway. So, you know, like that's how my brain works. Welcome to the inside of my brain. I need to drink this while it's still hot. Rotten Mouse says, I saw a set of glasses with magnetically attached front. I need to up my strength. Hours for laser beam surgery. Nimoy says, I wore very small frames for a long time, but I'm glad gleeky glasses came into fashion. Larger glasses certainly give you a larger field of vision. Yes. I always have a lot of fun going and trying all the glasses on, but because I'm so blind, I'm usually up against the mirror just being like, do these suit me? Because obviously they have no, like I haven't got my prescription in them. Robert says, you are a real charm to listen to. Your voice is soothing to my ears. I am very glad. Enjoy, Robert. Jojo says, just warning you though, like everyone will go feral if you go even off beat slightly, so behave. Not saying that you wouldn't, just so you've been warned. Jojo says, I'm still not convinced with my new shape frame. Got bored of cat eye and rectangular ones. Not sure I can pull off the John Lennon look with perfectly rounded frames either, but it's fun to experiment. Debbie says, bought the Marilyn jeans in the charm sale yesterday. No idea when I'll get to make them though. Rotten Rouse says, neurospicy is odd. Debbie says, I am sad kitten frames do not suit me. It's such a pretty shape. Yeah, I need to like go in again and just try everything on and be like, yes, no. But when I like I say, when I tried on the clear version of these, it was a bit of a revelation, because it was like, oh my god, you can see my face. Like when I very first started the channel, I would not wear my glasses to film in. I would take them off and sit there blind, which is why a lot of the stuff was out of focus at the very beginning of the channel, because I couldn't see if I was in focus or not in the teeny tiny little viewfinder on my camera. So I'd just sit there chatting away, and I was just like, yep. Can't see a thing. But it was vanity, like seriously vanity. And now I feel like I look really weird without my glasses on. So I don't like being out without them on, because I feel like I look strange. So yeah. Lollapalooza says they did my eyes, one for distance, one for close up, and it was a bit of a struggle to adjust at first. Yeah, I think when anything like that changes, your brain is just like, eh, this is not what I'm used to. But then it's just like, okay, fine, I will adjust. But yeah, at the time, I'm just. It's like I say, when the optician made it so that this eye suddenly started working, or at least I mean, because it's not like I don't see out of this eye, but like my periphery vision, like I can't see that. I can see that I should be able to see that, but I can't see that in real life. It's odd. I mean, I'm fine to drive because I was worried about that for a while. If this eye's shut, this one works, and now I can see this. Like, it's just really strange. So lazy eye. I used to wear patches and stuff when I was a kid, and yeah, had operations on it, all sorts, but fun times. Rotten Ralph says neurodivergence is my wheelhouse. Not entirely awake. Don't worry, Ralph. It's totally fine. Not sure I am, to be honest. Elena says, so this year is sort of full of good pain, burnout, acupuncture, and now maybe glasses adjustments. Yeah. I've got my acupuncture appointments. I think I told you, didn't I? Every Wednesday in July and then 2 in August. And I'm going to get a pens machine. And he was told me I can bring mum because he thinks I've got something in my back as well on this side that's maybe doing something to that side. But I have pain both sides, so. Nimoy says, just take a picture of myself trying on frames and judge them with my old glasses back on my nose. Rotten Ralph says, Nimoy, that's a good idea. I just wear contacts to try on glasses. I just got my letter clearing me to drive. Whoop. Oh, nice. Nice. And Nimoy's, Debbie says to Nimoy, that's a good idea. It is a good idea. I like it. Yeah, the reason I've sort of said like I feel weird without my glasses on now is like I'm considering going and getting contacts again because I only have to get them for this eye. There's no point. I had coloured contacts for a while, so when I did, they'd give me non-prescription matching colour for this eye. And it was just like, because I was like, if I'm sticking my fingers in my eye, I want like high payoff. Not only do I want to see, I want to have different coloured eyes. So for a while I was wearing coloured contact lenses, but I only need contact lenses for this eye. So I get basically what is a 3-month prescription will last me 6 months because I only have to put it in that eye. The optician is lovely and he always gets excited when I come in because he's just like, oh, you're the one with the interesting face. And I was like, oh, thank you. He's like, no, it's so fun. So yeah, he likes playing around with the things and being like, what does this do? And it's just like, oh, it gives me instant headache, but I can see. Caroline says, Mark usually chooses my glasses because he has to look at them. Nice. Nice. Okay, I'm nearly done with my hot chocolate. So yeah, I've been, as you guys have seen, clearing out my wardrobe. Mum got a bunch of clothes for me on her birthday. And I'm thinking she might get a bunch more. I'm just making sure I haven't got hot chocolate all around my chops. I'm trying not to drink the skin that's formed. Just tipping it all down my face. I didn't get it in my cleavage though, so that's something. Yeah, I'm not going to finish that because there's a giant skin on it and that's never nice. I'm such a lady. Right, let me go and put this away so that I remember to take it up with me. And when I'm done, I'm getting really hot. I haven't got the heater on in here. But it is warm. I definitely have my Pride dress on. So happy Pride, everybody. Have you seen Silk Baron. If you guys don't follow Silk Baron on Instagram, you totally should. And have you seen? I don't know if they put a new one up yet. Silk Baron, where are you? Me, people. Oh, come on. You know I meant silk. No. Can't type. There it is. Ooh, new post. Have you seen what they have done for June? There's rainbow silk taffeta. There's the trans flag silk taffeta. This one's gorgeous. Genderqueer. Amazing. And then the one that they've just released, which I think I might need because hello, you are beautifuls. The bi flag silk taffeta. Look at those colours. I think they haven't done Ace yet. No, they haven't done Ace yet, but I'm thinking they will because they've been releasing these slowly. They've not been putting them all out, but I think Ace should come up soon. So yeah, because I can imagine that they, given how many they've done, I think Ace will be put up soon as well. So Charming British. I really want the buy one. It's just so beautiful. Let's see. Rotten Ralph says, well, the letter means I can get my license in my current state, which means my marijuana card and my handicap placards will be coming. Cool. Robert says, I'm watching you smile and talk about your glasses. I was just wondering what the classic subjects are. I am seeing a lot of clothes around you. Yeah, it's majority. It's a majority of me attempting to sew on screen and failing and just waffling at you all. I dropped my tissues when I tried to. Yeah, I've got hay fever today as well. I'll do well. Where did I get to? Vox3D says, hey peeps, I hope you're having an awesome weekend. Very awesome, thank you. How about you? Rotten Ralph says himself chose my last pair of glasses. I choose his because of the look on my face. Nice. Jojo says, whoopsie, she is beauty, she is grace. She spills chocolate down her face. Alana says to Rotten Ralph, just don't use that all at the same time. Yeah, that would be bad. Rotten Ralph says to Robert, sewing? Yes. Technically, this is a sewing channel. Technically. Rachel Lynn says, my daughter just got clear glasses and she loves them. They have just a little bit of gold around the rims and are really pretty. And good morning. Good morning. Rotten Ralph says to Elena, I don't drive much, but I'm going to be safe. Debbie says, that dress is stunning. Thank you. I do like this dress. I can fit back into it. And guys, I can fit back into it easily. Although, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the invisible zip on this, yeah, that's not invisible. That's not remotely invisible. So I really ought to take it out and put it back in. Well, I don't think I even need to take it out. I think I could just unpick the waistband and the stitching holding it, the lining to the zip, and sew it again so it is invisible, and then just stitch those things back together. So it's actually not even that big a fix. But am I going to do that? No, I'm not. We know I'm not. Rotten Ralph says, so very nice to the silks. Elena says to Rotten Ralph, good. Sorry, my stupid bad weather humour. Oh, you've got bad weather. Oh no, come down to the island. It's blue skies and 20 degrees in here, and I haven't turned the heater on. It's still maintaining at 14 degrees at night, which is what we've got the radiator set to come on if it gets below 14 degrees. So we can't turn and put the radiator off completely away yet. But yeah, it was 20 when I walked in, so I haven't turned the heater on, and I'm hot, so I've taken my jumper off. So yeah. Nimoy says, my rainbow dress is my sewing job for the next 2 weeks. It isn't like I haven't had the fabric for a year. Nice. Rotten Ralph says, Elena, my overly literal brain hasn't woken up yet. My alarm hasn't even gone off yet. Fox3D says, I've been rewatching a lot of the videos and found a tutorial for a 10-panel gathered skirt. I was planning to do it, but on a dress with a button-up front. Will it work with a button-up dress? Did I do that? Did I do that? I don't remember doing a 10-panel gathered skirt. It was. Am I being dim? But yeah, totally. So the only thing you have to do, yes, it's your tutorial. Excellent. Right. So this is my 3/4 circle skirt, and that's what usually would be the front, but I made it into a button up. So you just need to work out how much you want to overlap by. Emily Horman has a tutorial for this to make any skirt into a button up skirt, which is what I used. So I used my regular 3-panel circle skirt pattern. I worked out how much I wanted it to overlap by at the front. I drafted a facing for it and sewed it together, and so that is usually what you would have as the front because there is no seam there, and then that's what the back would be, which where you'd usually put the zipper, but obviously because you want buttons you put that at the front. So yeah, I can't believe I've done a 10-panel gathered circle skirt, gathered skirt, and I don't remember the tutorial. Okay. You have to giggle. Michelle says, morning peeps. Just waking up. What have we got going on today? We're going to be doing, so I need to get out all the fabrics to go with the skirts that I've rescued, to see how much I've got of each of them, to see if I'm going to have enough to make bodices, which I think I will. And we also are going to have play around with some fabric. I've been chatting for half an hour, so who knows if that's going to actually happen. I sewed this up last night, which doesn't look like much now because it's not gathered at the top, but this needs bias binding and hemming. And at some point, we need to sit down and reorganize Mother's stash because it's gotten very unruly and very kind of like out of whack. And she's got quilting and regular fabric, all kind of like just, dressmaking fabric, like they're touching. They're actually touching. My little brain's just like, oh no. So yeah, we need to sort that out as well. But I don't think we'll be doing all of that today, but just that's kind of like what we're aiming for at some point, kind of maybe. Yeah, so Elena says, Sean, can you check number 00 Denmark pattern by How to Do Fashion? Want to try to make it because it reminds me of your Anna. I have that because it's a free pattern, isn't it? And I haven't made it up yet because I think you're right, it does remind me of the Anna. I would imagine my how to fully line a top video would pretty much help you sew that one up as well. I've got a lot of How to Do Fashion patterns. Somebody sent me one, the Van Loose, which is a top and trousers set, which I love. The Denmark, because I downloaded that for free. And then there was a bunch of, she did like a summer dress bundle that were all interchangeable. So I've ordered that, but I haven't had that printed yet. But I haven't made any of their patterns. But I know the one you mean. So yeah. Elena says, Rotten Ralph, you are now in my permanent state. So you're now in my permanent state. Robert says, wow, you're so sweet. I appreciate your patience with me in even reading and answering questions that are being answered by you. I always read out because the hangouts are at a nice level. We get usually between sort of like, there's 95 of you at the moment and 28 likes. If you wouldn't mind just giving it a thumbs up, I promise it helps. but yeah, we usually end up around sort of like this. I think the most we've ever had is like 160, and then that's when Mum turned the internet off because yeah, that was funny. Um, so I can usually keep up with the chat and read everything out, and that way, people. I'm not just answering a random question that nobody knows what the context is, and so people don't have to read the chat themselves. They can carry on with their sewing whilst hanging out with us. And yeah, apparently I also like the sound of my own voice. So, there's that too. Caroline says, Caroline says to Vox3D, did you mean the tiered skirt? Yes, there's 10 panels in that. Sorry, my head immediately went, because I'm wearing a 16 paneled skirt today, my head immediately went panels that way, but you meant panels around. You meant like this one. Yeah, you could totally make that into a button up front skirt. You would, same principle. You would just have to work out. You probably wouldn't need to draft anymore. You would just put on a facing and then gather everything in, and make sure that you don't gather at where the buttons are going to be, because that would just not look good. But yeah, so you could even do like a self-facing, because this is a straight line. So put interfacing on it, and there is a tutorial for how to face your facings, and that's what I would do. Turn this back by however much you need for your button placket, overlap it, and then gather everything else up into the waistband. So yeah, well done, Caroline. You guys are so good. I was completely at sea there. In my head, I've got panels going up and down, and I was like, I've done 8, I've done 16, I've done 5. Have I done 10? You meant going around. Yes, I was being dim. Thank you, Caroline. Susan says, sorry if you have been asked this before, but I'm brand new to sewing and was wondering if there's any online lessons you could recommend, please. Okay, loads. I know Rosary Apparel has just started doing a beginner sewing course from literally the basics. She's moved to Japan, so I think she's releasing that content slowly, because she filmed it all in Australia before she left. But I think that one is going to be free on her channel. Lauren from Guthrie and Garney has some really good how-tos. I have some how-tos as well, if you want. Mine are not, I would say, complete beginner basics though. But when you get to the point where you want to learn how to French seam things, and you want to face your facings, and you want to know how to put a collar into a shirt dress, that kind of stuff, there's a bunch of mini tutorials on my channel as well. Mimi G, Sew Over It, Stitch Sisters. Please remind me if there's anybody else. What's the other Australian lady? Vintage School of Sewing. What's her name? There were a bunch of paid for classes. Oh, Beautiful Things HQ has one as well. There's a bunch of classes that you can pay for, like Stitch Schools, and you start off at really basic level of sewing and then like progress up through those ones. But as I said, Evelyn Wood, thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Elena. Evelyn Wood. Yes. So there's a bunch of free stuff. There is a bunch of paid stuff. Craftsy is a really good one. When I first started sewing, I did a lot of Craftsy classes and really enjoyed them. It was a very different model back then. You had to buy each class individually. So Mum and I would wait for the sales and then go nuts in the sales, because they'd be like, oh, the classes are $10. And so we'd buy like 10. But they now do it on a subscription basis. So the first year is something like $3 for the entire year, which is amazing. But the second year, I believe, can be really expensive. And I think Nimue said it's kind of difficult to find out how to cancel the subscription. So just be aware of that. So yeah, there's loads of different resources out there. And join the Patreon peeps. You have, Susan, sorry. Join the Kittenish Behaviour Peeps group, which is listed. If you look in the description of this live stream, there's a link to the Facebook group. There's about 1,300 people in there who are all lovely. Like, honestly, it's one of the nicest spaces on the internet I've come across. And so my friends say the same thing as well. She's like, I don't even really know sewing very well, but it's just nice to hang out in your little corner of the world because everyone's so nice. But join the Peeps group on Facebook as well, because that's a really good place to ask questions. And I'm quite active on there, and we'll try and help as much as I can, but so is everybody else. So yeah, there's a bunch of different resources and stuff. So yeah. Debbie says, my ex-boyfriend had since come put out as trans woman, and so she is my ex-girlfriend now. She is so happy to be herself. Oh, that's awesome. Robert says, do you sell what you make? I used to, but not anymore. I hated making commissions for other people. So now I make stuff that I love for myself. I film the process, put it up on YouTube, and show you how to do it for yourself. And that's much more fun. Nimue says, the exciting sewing task I packed for myself today is drawing diagonal lines on 81 squares to have them ready for a quilt. The right thing to do during a hangout, definitely. Box 3D says, yes, thank you to Caroline. I'm afraid the tears might eat the button placket and look weird. Yes, so what I would do is when you were doing the tears, I would just make sure, because I tend to not put many gathers in at the kind of like very edge of, you can see there's more gathering and it's very slight because there's a very slight amount of gathering. But if you work out how deep you want your facing and then how deep you want your lap over to be and your button placket to be, and you can even add on like an external facing rather than just turning this one under, depending on what fabric you're using as well. I would just make sure that the gathering starts, so if you're folding back your facing this much, your gathering would then start from there, so you'd have a flat front. That would be, I mean, I have no idea. I'm self-taught, so I have no idea if that's the right answer, but that's how in my head that would look best, and that's what I would do. So yeah. Elena says, weather-wise, it's been between 10 to 15 degrees with nightmarish winds and occasional mild rain for the past 2 weeks. Having all of that during each day. Ooh, yeah, that's me. Come here. Come here. We've got blue skies. It's really rather nice out there, actually. So yes, come, just come here. Come here. Nimue says, ooh, snooping through Jane's stash. Exciting. Yes, Mum said that she might come down for like an afternoon hangout, because obviously Mum goes to church on Sunday morning, and she arrives home about 11:30, 12ish. No, she arrives home later than that because I start at 11:30 and she's still not home. So yes, Mum has a far busier social calendar than I do. So she's at church at the moment, but she said that she would probably come down and we could organise her stash because it definitely needs it. Definitely needs it. It's gotten very out of hand. We need to organise. We do need to organise. Aaron says, good morning from Virginia. Good morning. Ralph says, Elena, I'm not going to complain about that. Michelle says, I enjoyed the skirt clear out. I was loving a bunch of those skirts. Somebody commented, they were like, have you tried this person? Oh, what was it? Printed Jacket sewing channel for pattern clashing advice. Brilliant channel. Went and had a look. Thank you for the recommendation. And then they were like, you have a lot of skirts for someone that doesn't wear skirts. And there's a couple of you said that as well. And it's like, yeah, I know. I used to wear them all. Like I used to wear them frequently, but I would be wearing them with like cropped shirts and cropped tops and things like that. And it's like I said, I replied to one of those comments. It's like, what I felt comfortable wearing in my 20s and what I feel comfortable wearing in my 40s, my mid 40s, is very, very different. And I just, like Rachel even said, she was like, you're not a skirt girl. She's like, I don't know why you just don't wear them with crop jumpers. I've got this thing about jumpers. Mum knits jumpers for me and they're amazing, but I can't regulate in them. For me, a jumper is like a permanent part of the outfit, whereas a cardigan is an on-off kind of like, you know, temperature regulation piece of clothing. And it's maybe I'm going through the menopause, or perimenopause probably. Josie being a woman. But yeah, for me, jumpers I find very difficult to wear because if I get too hot, I want to take them off. And I've usually just got like a base layer on under a jumper. So I mean, I've got a bunch of jumpers like the Whitmore star, the star. The Moray Star Whitmore jumper. There's a bunch of jumpers I want mum to knit for me, but I'm kind of thinking most of them might be a bit pointless and probably shouldn't be knit because I just don't wear them very often. I like cardigans. Yeah. So I think the ones that I've got that I know I've got fabric of to turn those into dresses is a great idea. I've actually brought down 3 or 4 dresses that I was going to turn into skirts, and I'm just now thinking like, because there are things that I've made that are way too big for me. One of them I have a shirt already made up, so I think that one probably will end up being a skirt and then just get worn with the shirt and then just, you know, be like a faux shirt dress, as it were. But some of the other ones I'm just like, I need to turn it, that I need to work out a way with the fabric that I have to turn that into a dress that I'll wear, because I just won't wear them as skirts. I won't. I'm weird. I just like my dresses. But I love making skirts, and I love doing all the different tutorials for the different types of skirts. But I can smoosh them all onto bodices. They don't have to just go on a waistband. So yeah. Yeah, sorry, massive tangent. There, Michelle. Anna's here. Hey, peeps. How are you on this sunny day? Very well, thank you. How are you? And then it says, thank you. I was just trying to make it with tiered and gathered and to add a zipper. But first, I will have to cut a backpack today to be sewn tomorrow at work. Nice. Vox3D says, sorry for the confusion. No worries. It's just me. I was thinking in vertical, not horizontal. What was it? That's a line from Jeff Goldblum's line in Friends to Joey, isn't it? You're too, what is it? You're too vertical. No, you're too horizontal. You need to be more vertical. And then Joey goes home and he's like, I was too vertical. I needed to be more horizontal. Sorry, I make myself laugh if nothing else. Caroline says, just remembered you saying that you normally go 19 but have 12 for that one that you are working on. 8 to 10, and I actually had 13 for this one. So I've got 3 in the top row, 4 in the next row, and then 6 in the final row. It's going to be very fluffy. I'm so looking forward to this one. It was folded really nicely, neatly, and I've just fluffed it all up. But it's going to be a really, really pretty skirt. Dress, bodice. It's going to have this bodice on it. Oh, yeah. I was just looking at my pattern matching and color placement on this dress. I'm well pleased with myself. Sorry. I haven't had this out for a while. This is the first time I've worn this in years, so I'm very pleased that I can get into it again. Sarah says, speaking of panel skirts, are the multi-panel skirts like the 3/4, 8 panel, etc., more or less economic with your fabric? So I did the 8 panel 3/4 circle skirt, which is that lemon stripy one, for the stripes. And I had a lot of it. So I was trying to pattern match and print placement match. So technically not that economical, but yeah, if you have a print that isn't directional and that you don't have to match up specific stripes and things like that, although somebody did draw me a diagram of how I could have done the chevron one better, and I agree with that, because they were sandwiching the pieces together so that the flat edges were lining up with each other, so it was really economical for fabric, which if it had been a print that I wasn't trying to match stripes on, I think would have worked. But that stripe was directional as well as being a print, so like a floral, it wasn't like a regulated stripe like this one. I mean, this dress, the stripes were already on the 45-degree angle, so I've completely ignored every single grain line to get the effect on this one, and it works fine. But yeah, they can be economical, and the reason that I did like the 5-panel circle skirt was to make sure that a directional print, the flamingos were the right way up on all parts of the circle skirt all the way around. So that's not economical at all, because you can't nest your pattern pieces. But if you have a fabric that doesn't have a directional print on it, then you can nest your pattern pieces. So yes, it can be economical. Very much depends on the print that you pick though. Jojo says, can anyone suggest a pattern for an uber floaty lightweight cream viscose with metallic stripe along the weft? I want something that's really quite femme and Grecian inspired. Thanks, lovely hive mind. Immediately there's a Vogue pattern that springs to mind. It's a vintage Vogue, and it had like capes on the back. I think it was a designer. It was Emmanuel Ungaro one. I've made it years ago. That's the one that's now stuck in my brain though, so sorry about that. Elena says, no, we don't watch the same things on YouTube at all. Nimue says, Craftsy has made cancelling easier. I actually found it earlier this year, and yes, the peeps are awesome. Haha. Susan says, that's brilliant, thank you. Sorry, I'm very behind with the chat now. There's me saying, oh, there's not, there's usually 100 of us, and I'm really good at keeping up with the chat, and I'm not doing very well at it today, am I? Sorry. I'm going off on too many tangents. Debbie says the Minerva channel has loads of how-to videos. Yes, so does the McCall's Simplicity channel as well. There's a bunch of sew-alongs coming out for patterns that they're releasing, like the designers are putting out the sew-alongs that go with them. There's a new younger McCall's designer who's doing some really pretty patterns that I would love, except I don't think I could wear a bra with any of them, and I just don't think that would work for me and my boobies. But yeah, there's loads of, like, YouTube is an amazing resource. Like, you type anything into YouTube and you'll find something that comes up. So it's very rare. Oh, Skillshare as well. I've signed up for a year of Skillshare. I'm loving it. I'm still not very good at any of the classes I've taken. I'm trying to do like editing classes and stuff. But yeah, Skillshare is another really good one. So like, there's a bunch of different resources. Rotten Mouse says, soften the gathering towards the placket. Yes. Jennifer says, just joined. That looked like a cloth edit fabric, the yellow, gorgeous. Missed out on the subscription box this month. Fastest finger first. I had a funny story about that earlier, Jennifer. If you want to hear it, go back to the beginning. But yes, this is a cloth edit fabric. This was part of the House of Z box. She did it in the 2 other colorways, and then she told Gabrielle messaged me and told me, she was like, have you seen? There's a yellow one on the channel, and it was on the site. It was just like, give me. So I have 4 meters of it. It's now gone to binge. It's going to be this dress. I'm very excited. Rotten Mouse says, there's a bit of a tropical depression weather in the Gulf of Mexico that has decided to be rainy here. Oh, boo. Saskia says, ooh, rainbow times. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Robert says, you made some great clothing, it seems to me. I'm glad that you show others how to make things easier, including me. Thank you for what you do now. Your talents should be passed on. Thank you. Vox 3D says, thanks. I could not find any of your videos dresses with tears on a button-up dress, so I was afraid it would be because it does not work. Also, I can't find the Vogue 8577 in stock anywhere. Oh, Amazon's got some. They're ridiculously expensive. I looked last night because I had to put them up for my shirt dress pattern, but Amazon have got some, but I think they're 17, 18 pounds. Sorry. Michelle says, love the skirt in summer. Floaty fabric is so much cooler to me in the summer, and I think your taste in fabric patterns very much appeals to me. I've still got a bag of stuff that I need to send you, haven't I, Michelle? Rotten Ralph says, I'm looking to increase my cardigan wardrobe. Yes. Mum's currently knitting herself a cotton yarn Kim Hargreaves, and it's turning out it's not a cardigan, it's going to be like a sweater vest, because she didn't have enough yarn to do the sleeves. And then she bought a book of Tudor knitting, and Dad and I got her the Anne Boleyn kit for her birthday, and she wants to start that next. And I'm just like, oh, please could you do one of mine in between, because this Anne Boleyn thing is going to take you forever, because it's very detailed, intricate knitting. And by the time you finish it, it's going to be August, and you don't need it in August. So please could you do one of mine, and then you can do yours. And I think she might have said yes. I think so. So yeah. Saskia says, part of the problem might also be because the jumpers are made of acrylic yarn. There's advantages to acrylic, but it doesn't get very sweaty. Cardigans have better ventilation. Lol. Yeah, the trouble is with me, I cannot wear real wool next to my skin. I've got some beautiful alpaca knits that mum's made me, and I can wear them as long as I've got long sleeves and they're not touching me. But like for over these kind of dresses, which is what I want to be wearing this time of year, acrylic works so much better for me because it doesn't make me itch and want to rip my own skin off. But yeah, no, completely, because it is plastic, so it's probably literally like my own sauna suit, because I don't wear my scuba dresses in summer. So yeah, I do have a beautiful merino wool. It's the ruffle schmuffle jumper that mum made me, very Zimmerman-esque in the gold colorway. It's gorgeous. It's got the ruffles and the dots all over the front of it. That's real wool. I need to make myself something that I can wear underneath of it so that I can actually wear that, because it is 10 out of 10 we love. Michelle says, love the skirt to dress idea. Love the dresses too. I'm looking forward to the shirt to dress videos. I'm here for tangents. Bring them. This is good because that's how my brain works. Many tangents. Nimoy says, love the jumper when I do a lot of stuff sitting down at home, but I favour cardigans at work where I have to switch between sitting and moving around. Always get warm when moving. I totally blame you when cursing about the pattern matching my rainbow stripe into chevrons on my dress. I'm not planning 16 panels just for, but you're totally to blame. I don't know what you mean. I mean, the amount of work that went into this dress to get. It's like I'm sitting here in this one that I can see that the stripes aren't perfect, but I mean the effect is amazing from a distance. And yeah, the amount of work that went into getting this dress to work, but so worth it, so worth it. Sarah says, people, especially historical costumers, always talk about the grain line and follow the grain line. And maybe I just haven't had a project fluff up yet because of it, but I never find much of a difference. And so I often nest pattern pieces to save fabric not to cut perfectly. But then I do feel like I'm not a good sewer because I don't follow that rule. Okay, so it's one of those things. This is a super stable quilting cotton, so it completely ignoring the grain on this one didn't matter too much. But I have got a dress, and mum tried it on the other day, and dad immediately went the zippers off on that one, and I hadn't been careful about cutting the back panels on grain. They are slightly squiffy, and the zip, when you put it on, goes to the side like that. It doesn't sit like this, it goes like that, and it's really obvious to anyone else, not to the person wearing the dress. So depending on the fabrics you use, yes, and depending on the type of print you use as well, you might want to kind of like play around with the grain and things like that. And you know, it's one of those rules that's there and should be listened to because there is a reason for it. But if you know the reason and you're ignoring it and it's working for you, you do you. As long as you end up with the result that you like, however you got there is the right way. That's what I always say, and it's true. Because if you make something and you love it and you wear it and you're proud of it, however you got to that end result doesn't matter. It's like I went nuts on this one. I'm going to try and show you this without flashing the entire world my underwear as well. Oh, I have got like a slip on, so it's not that bad. But yeah, I went like totally nuts with this one. And I even did, because I didn't have the rainbow bias binding that I did have the rainbow bias binding that Karen sent me. So I've got rainbow bias binding around the bottom of the skirt, but on the interior of the skirt, and literally flashing my slip at the world, I have gone rainbow on the bias binding. So we've got like a blue to purple to violet, pink, red, orange, yellow, green. For me, that was so much work. What thread did I even use? Did I change threads every time as well? I did. I changed the color of thread I used for every single one of these that I sewed in. So much work that nobody is ever going to see except for everyone that I flash my knickers to on the internet. But I love it. I love it. And it's just, it's one of those things that about this dress that just, it's like a little inner secret that now me and 106 people know. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like, it was totally worth it. And I think that's the thing. It's like I'm saying, if you end up with a result that you love, however you got there, whether it was quick, short, whatever, as long as you love it and you wear it, it doesn't matter. That however you did it is the right way. Michelle says, whenever you get to the fabric, just message me. No rush. My projects for the year are all over the place. Just finished painting a large canvas to gift to my son's teacher. So back to sewing this week. Nice. Oh, Nimue, you wanted the scuba skirt. I rescued it for you. I need to repackage your package though, because yeah, it was really funny. So I was talking to Dad, and Mum's cleaned out her wardrobe because when I gave her all my stuff, she was like, "I've got nowhere to hang it," and she'd stolen all my hangers, and it looked really weird because hers is all kind of like autumn colours, and then these pops of turquoise hangers because I have turquoise hangers because of course I do, and she gave them all back to me, and she was like, yeah, I cleaned out my wardrobe. I've got a giant bag of stuff that I'm going to donate, and then all the stuff that I love I've put away in a box for future proofing the wardrobe just in case. Same as me. I was like, okay, cool. So I said to Dad, I was like, I've got 3 bags of stuff that needs to be donated. He was like, okay, sure, no worries, put it with your mother's. And I was like, okay, great. So I did that. And I also said to Dad in the same conversation, so I can understand the confusion, I said to Dad, I was like, I also have 3 bags of scraps, and H&M have closed on the island, and that's where I used to take my fabric scraps to have them recycled. And it's closed now. So find the council, and they were like, yeah, we'll collect fabric scraps from you, but you need to put them next to the recycling bin, and they can't be in a black plastic bag. But other than that, leave it out with the recycling rubbish. It was like, oh, awesome, like this. So I said to Dad, I've got 3 of those as well. And he shouted up at me the other day, and he was like, Shan, what? He's like, this black bag, it's got a really nice skirt in it. I was like, yeah. He went, is that rubbish too? I was like, no. He's like, but why is it in with the rags? I was like, none of those bags are rags. They're all closed. They're all closed to be donated. And he was like, no, you told me they were rags. I've put them in the bin. I'm like, no, they're all really nice clothes. They just don't fit me anymore. Mum doesn't want them. Don't throw them away. And he was like, oh. So I came downstairs, and he was like, I'll go and fish them out of the bin. And he put them in the bin. And I was like, why did you do that? And he said, you told me you've got 3 bags of rags to be thrown away for the recycling. I was like, yeah, they're down in the sewing room. These are all things to be donated to the charity shop because they're closed. And he was like, oh. But before they went in the bin, I rescued the scuba skirt for you, Nimoy. So, sorry, that was a really long-winded, cool story, bro, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. Where did I get to with the chat? Rotten Ralph says, I never knit anything but socks, scarves, and hats. But don't you live in Florida? So, yeah. Jojo says, I have that Alice Starmore book. It's beautiful. I have my eye on the Anne Boleyn kit too. Yeah, Mum, that's what we got Mum for her birthday this year. And fabric. Oh, Dad has a man in the go. Oh, no, he's got the neighbour. Hello, Tom. Rotten Ralph says, no collar shirts under your jumpers. I don't like any of the shirts that button all the way up to the top. I have the Bruyere, and I did do that so it buttoned all the way up to the top so that the collar could poke out, and I have worn it like that once, but I didn't feel overly comfortable. And I have noticed that about myself. Believe it or not, this is a comfortable dress because whilst it is like smooshy, it's still comfortable. So I definitely have to be comfortable in my clothes. And I didn't feel comfortable with the shirt collar buttoned all the way up to here with the collar poking out over the top. So yeah, I don't know. I have this weird set of rules, don't I? It's a bit odd. Nimue says, least convincing innocent face ever, my dear. Yes. Ralph says, I am looking at cardigan patterns myself. My Ghibli core wardrobe requires cardigans. Nice. Jojo says to Nimue, I know, right? You're not convincing anyone, Sean. Lol. But I am sweet and innocent. Honest, Gov. Ooh, a message. I sent Buttons a picture of my dress today, and I just said, not sure my dress is bright enough. And he says, looks awesome. It might need more colour though. Rotten Ralph says, but it was worth it. Elena says, you went totally wild. This is the inside of this skirt. Elizabeth says, well, hello, everyone. Hello. Eliza says, good morning. Tuned in just in time to see you flashing. Welcome to my corner of the internet. Here is my underwear. Ralph says, I'm currently restoring my treadle singer machine, not hyper-focused. I'm not hyper-focused. Nimue says, ooh, thank you. I love the colour and the print and totally do printed bottoms with solid tops. Awesome. I'll add it to your bag of stuff I need to send you. Lollapalooza says, I bought a bunch of labels from Mormino and have started putting the you look really pretty today label in all of my makes because it makes me smile. Oh, that's so lovely. I wish I liked labels on the inside of my clothes, but they just irritate the crap out of me and I always cut them out. So they only ever go in my coats. Robert says, your work is great and I thought you might be putting 100% on everything you make. It shows. Oh, thank you. Carmen says, hi, Shannon Peeps. Cape Town is full-blown winter over here, but your dress is making me feel like sewing for summer. I would like to get ahead and sew for spring and summer in winter. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It would also help with my serotonin levels if it was chilly down there and then I was sewing bright stuff. That would make me happy. Rachel Lynn says, did you email me about the myosotis pattern? Because it's been crazy few weeks and I haven't really been checking my emails. I have not. I can see it. It's in my pile of things to send out to peoples. It's right over there. It's safe. I just need to pull my finger out and do it. The thing is, so I got my web guide. As you guys, I think I told you this. I'm trying to switch over from my current website to a Squarespace website, and I'm trying to build the Squarespace website myself. And I'm saying trying. I am very half-heartedly doing it. I've paid for a year. It's 6 months ago. I need to pull my finger out and get this thing done because I'm also paying my other website every 3 months for hosting, and it's ridiculous. So I need to sit down and work my way through this website. And it doesn't have to be like amazing. It doesn't have to be all singing and all dancing. It just needs to have a few things on it so I can launch it, close the other one. The thing I don't want to do is lose my blog writing from the other one. And he's given me a file, but it's literally kind of like the code with the blog posts in the code, and it makes no sense to me. And I really don't want to lose my blogs because they've been writing those since 2010, and there's a lot of the dating disaster stories in there as well as other stuff, like the stuff in there that's like I should never have seen the light of day. So boring. But the dating disaster stories I want to keep. But I got him to close the shop on the original website because I was getting orders in and questions from people about stuff that it was just like I like the merch as well needs to be revamped. And it was one of those ones where it's just like I can't do another thing. And it might sound really silly, but my brain was just like, no, too many things. So this is why I'm stalling on sending you guys out the parcels, is because I would have to send you PayPal invoices, which would mean that I would have to guesstimate the postage, and I don't want to under guesstimate and then have to pay out for postage. And I know if I did that and then went to the post office and sent you guys a photo of the receipt and was just like, I'm really sorry, it's cost this amount instead of this amount, you'd send me the extra. I know you would, but I would feel horrible asking you for that. And I don't want to overestimate the postage, but even if I did, I would send you the difference back. I'm overthinking it, as I always do. So, yeah. Overthinking it all. Dashna says, hey all, hello. Rotten Ralph says, I live in Colorado for most of my life, knitting there. You need some low mock neck knit tops. Yes, I do. And I had it in my head you were in Florida. Why did I have it in my head you were in Florida? Always wanted to visit Colorado for reasons, many of them. But yeah, it looks beautiful. Caroline says the lady who says you do you. Did I say something funny, Caroline? Have I missed it? I'm behind with the chat, sorry. Carmen says, I finished my Vogue 9338 and it's a tad bit too small. It's going to my sister and she's very happy. Ooh, the joys of not doing a twirl, but a twirl. Michelle says, Buttons is a keeper. He gets you. He was just going to ask if he was joining us. Not today. He is on the mainland today, but he will be here next weekend. Yay. Yay. So, oh, he's texted again. Oh, 2 secs. Hang on. He wants to know what I'm doing right now. Cassie says, I'm with you with the collars and the high button shirts. I feel like it's a busty thing. I feel like I have a mono boob. I don't mind the mono boob look too much, to be honest, because most of my stuff's really tight. I don't mind that. I just think it's the restriction around the neck that I'm not a fan of. So yeah. Rotten Ralph says, more neurospicy. Sean, the skin sensation. Yeah. Buttons is like, oh yeah. For the hangout. It's like, hope you're not wearing. Hang on. I'm just saying you guys are asking. Button says hi to the peeps. Yes. Hoping I can join in next weekend. Yes. Oh, they're saying hi. I'm just talking to the phone now. I'm like, they're saying hi to you too. Oh dear. What's wrong with me? Hang on. Rachel says, at least I didn't miss it. End of the year gets very busy. Don't worry, it's yours, Rachel. Then I will get it to you at some point. Elena says there's tons of copy and paste ahead. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. I'm just at the moment I'm trying to decide what I want it to look like, and in all honesty, I think I just want a copy and paste of what I've got now, which is fairly easy to do because it lets you tell it what colors it is, and then it will let you kind of like pick the color theme. And I've already got all my vector images and stuff like that. I really do just need to do a basic one. I'm thinking I'm going to launch with the new retreats on there and just have like my about me page, links to my YouTube and Instagram, and then the retreats, and then add to it over time, because I want to put the merch back up again, but I want to use a different merch company because I didn't really love the customer service from the last merch company that I used. So yeah. Rotten Ralph says, I'm in Florida now. I had lived in Colorado. I miss Colorado. I'm so glad that you do live in Florida now, because I had in my head that you were in Florida for some reason, and it's not just me being dim. That's great. I like that. Elizabeth says, I understand not liking a full button up top. I can't have anything fully around my neck. Talk necklaces and some open mandarin collars are the most I can do. Michelle says, postage is fine by me. I live on a rock in the Atlantic. Postage is always crazy to ship stuff to the price. Ship stuff in, the price of living in paradise, and high buttons. Rachel Lynn says, to Rotten Ralph, are you going to SoFlo meetup in Miami at Mood? There's a Mood in Miami. Oh dear, I'm not getting distracted. Jessica says, I've been cutting back recently because of the one more thing you mentioned. It's so nice to know I have some margin. I find one more thing. Am I being dim? I am being dim, Jessica. Am I being dim? Am I being dim? Quite possibly being very dim. Lots of you are saying hi to Buttons, which he says is cute. Which country are planning a trip for? So which country are we planning? Miami. I know that's not a country. But if I say America, that's very large. Jessica says, I find high neck tops fine to wear normally, but terrible in the car because of how they pull. I too cut labels out because they feel terrible. It's great motivation to make my own clothes. Yes. Yep. Nimoy says, when I'm participating in writing challenges, there's one thing I have to set up in HTML. Always terrifying and confusing. So glad we can post mostly in text mode. Nice. Elizabeth says, random question, do you paint your nails or use fake nails? So I've started at the beginning of this year going and getting manicures again and pedicures. I am spoiling myself. My previous ex hated long nails and he hated me painting them for some reason, so I stopped. And I love painted nails. So whilst these are all mine, and I have painted the inside of my nails so that hopefully the nail varnish doesn't chip, they are my nails. They do have acrylic over the top because I would always break these two because of how I put pins in and because of the way that I open my bobbin casing on my machine. Yes, they're mine, but I do have acrylics on top of these. So technically fake as well. And I did paint these ones myself, and I'm going next week to have them filled in and redone. And I probably will have them chopped down a little bit because this is very long. And I found when I was trying to edit, they were getting in the way when I was typing. Button says, awesome to Miami beaches and sun. Yes. Rotten Mouse says, I was unaware of that meetup, so probably not. Kathy says, good morning, Sean. Good morning. Jessica says, probably me saying it poorly. Almost midnight here. The one more thing was to do something to do with procrastination and not wanting to do something because it's just one more thing to do. Ah, yes, sorry. Yeah. Button says he will now have Will Smith's Miami on loop in his head. Elena says, and we love that he is an ex. Yes. Yes, this one seems to, like you say, encourage me. And yeah, although I'm not sure that's a good thing either. I could get more. I could get worse. I could get worse. Yeah, he's distracting me now. I'm going to turn up. Nimue says, you and me both, Buttons. You and me both. Ron Rouse is distracting Sean now. Yes. Right. Okay, so, okay, you know what? I'm getting chilly again, so I'm going to put my jumper back on. Hello, jumper. Right. So, come here, cotton sateen. Oh yeah, there's plenty here. There's loads. Yes. Yes. Loads. Enough for a bodice. So that's good. And it's fruity. So this is for the 3/4 circle skirt button-up one. So because this is a button-up skirt, I think what I'm going to do is take the waistband off and cut out the bodice for the 8577 because I know I like that. And I've got enough fabric to do that. I could also do one of my other shirt dresses, but they are all too big. So I would have to trace out a new size for those ones. Oh, and I've still got as well 5 meters of the same print but on viscose, so I can do my floaty dress as well. So it might be an 8577 bodice that goes onto this, or it might be another shirt dress bodice that goes onto this with an actual collar, but I've definitely got enough fabric to do that, so that's good. Okay, the lemons. Right. Oh, I've got more than enough of this to make this bodice. And I've got a little bit of this all over lemons that matches it, that maybe I would do like the side panels in, because there's no side seam in the bodice of the grey dress, because I designed this pattern to be done with like 3D laces. So the 3D lace goes over the bodice here and the back, but the sides and the waistband are meant to not have any lace on them, so that it's a nice slimming silhouette that way. And I did try and chevron this stripe before, and it didn't end up looking that great. But if I chevroned this, because I chevroned it so that this came in the middle, and because of the way that the pattern works, it just looked really messy with the line down the middle of these. But if I did the chevron like that, I think I'd get away with it with this smaller print, as long as I was really particular about matching up those lines. I think that could work. So that is to go with, which all works very well for the fruity summer. Ooh. That's for this one. Yeah, so just no. What were you saying, Jojo? She is elegant. She is beauty. She is grace. Yeah. What do we think? Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think that would look nice. So that there. Maybe even those lemons down the side rather than the all over lemons. Yeah, what do we think? Yeah, I think that's good. I can see some I like it. There's one I like it, so I'm taking it. That one person has agreed with me, and so clearly everyone will. Also, you can tell I was hard up because this is a grey zipper in it. So that will get replaced with the correct colour zipper. I'm appreciating that I am a headless person chatting away at the moment. Okay. So that's those two sorted. Now, where is... I think it should be in here. There it is. The shell bouquet. This is where I hope I have enough. There we go. Yep. Yes, more than enough. Yes. I don't think I'll be able to pattern match particularly well, but I do have more than enough to do the 8577 bodice, to go with this skirt, which when I was filming the other day, I found a tissue in the pocket. So this one also has a centre back seam. No, it doesn't. It has, yeah. It's got a gathered section at the back there, because I was saying it's way too big. So it's got this gathered section. So rather than take it in at the side seams, I might just gather this up a bit more so it smooshes in a bit more. Right. The poppy prints now. Where are the poppy prints? Poppy prints. What's the truth? Oh, flamingos. Flamingos. We do love the sound effects, right? So again, more than enough. To the point where actually I might make a little jacket. Because, yeah, I want to do this bodice. I want to do this bodice with flamingos. Got more than enough. Might do a little jacket to go with it. So that's good. Lots of fabric there. Awesome. Right. Poppies. Oh, c'est trop les poppies. There they are. How much of you do I have left? Oh, oh, the Liberty's coming with it. I kind of feel like I'm doing bad things to a cow at the moment. Oh, 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 oh. I want to talk about this one as well. Well, I did say we were going to talk about fabric today. This is not quite what I was intending, but there's a pin just jumped out at me. Right, how much of this one do I have? Oh, I've got loads. Yay. I've got the all over poppies as well. I've got loads. So you know what? You know what's going to happen. So this was my first. So this is exactly what I'm wearing now. So I can be subtle. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. And I've got loads of it, so that's going to be fine. And again, there might be enough to do something like little shirt-wise to wear over the top. Because I mean, that was my intention with most of these, was to make shirts out of those fabrics so that I could wear things over the top with them. I've just seen as well. I remembered that when I was sorting out my scraps, I got out all my pieces of this print. And I'm wondering. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, no. No, I'm being dim. No. No, 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 no. Because I was going to say, I was going to take, because I'd made a dress out of this and it didn't fit because it was too small, but it fits again now. So I don't have to take the bodice off this one. So I just need to work out what I'm going to do with this one. So that can go back in the stash. But there is a Morning Glory print. I think I put the excess in the bag making supplies. I think it's in here somewhere. Come on, where are you? Are you in there? You in here? Where are you? Here it is. Found it. Why is it so far down? Oh. This could go horribly wrong. There we go. Right. Do I have? Yes, I do. Yay! Because there wasn't enough for a shirt, but there's more than enough for one of these. Yay! Because I made a dress 2 years ago now, I think. And then I tried to rescue it last year and make it fit me. I don't think I did a very good job of it. This one. So I'm going to take the skirt off because I can just lightly gather that into the waistband. And then I can put this bodice, because I've got enough fabric left to make this bodice, on. And then it'll fit it. And it will look nice and it will get warm because it's a beautiful. Yay! So that's good. This one I love. And I did have enough fabric left that I've actually made a shirt. So this one, I just need to turn it into a skirt. Although, if I took this apart, there might be enough to try and make a bodice out of this that would fit me now. But I haven't got any more of this fabric left, I know for sure. So the only skirt I need to find fabric for is this one. And loads of you, oh, hello. What else is your cleavage for except hanging your skirt from? So it's almost at the right level. So this one, a lot of you were worried that the stark white I wouldn't wear because it's stark white and it's not a spring color. I agree with you, but what I was thinking is this bodice, because it's so far away from your face and I could wear my gold necklaces. I want to get a chunkier gold necklace. So that was one of the tips that Nicola gave, was to kind of like, you know, wear a V and then put like your color metal next to your face. So I do think I'm going to add this bodice to this skirt in just plain white. Hopefully one that kind of matches the white of this fabric. So that's good. I've got more than enough of all of these to fix those skirts. And I've been headless for the last 20 minutes, haven't I? See, hello, kiss me. Eyes back. Right, I'm way behind with the chat. Let's catch up. Move the chat. Rotten Rouse says you could become more yourself after my ex. Yes, Button seems to be encouraging that, whereas the previous ex seems to want to kind of like put me in a smaller box. Elena says, but Buttons is fun and makes you happy. He does indeed. Michelle says, tell Buttons to join the live stream, then he can participate. We won't bite much. Oh, he's still texting. Hang on. Hang on, let me take a picture of that. Nimue says 81 diagonals drawn. Hangouts can be so productive. I deserve tea now. You do. Rotten Rouse says shirt dress. And Nimue, get yourself some delicious tea. Rachel then says, did you see Beyond the Pink Doors subscription box? I saw the fabric and said, Shan. Yes, I have it. I did. I saw. And I was like, I have that fabric. I have it. I have it in black as well. Actually, the black one I made this dress, but with that skirt, and it's in my future proofing box because it's giant. Buttons is like, I said, so I showed him your comment, Michelle. I said, jump on YouTube and join us. He's like, is that bad? How would I join in without people working out who I am? I was like, what's your YouTube username? I think it's his name. Yeah, it's his name. It's his full name as well. So like, if he does join in, it will just be like, I'm in. He's like, oh, I don't think about stuff like that. I mean, why would you think about having to hide your identity on the internet? Yeah. Elena says, maybe lemon grace and the tie front shirt to match. That's what I'm thinking. It is what I'm thinking. Elizabeth says, I know people are all about summer right now, but have you started your Halloween autumn plans yet? I'm gearing up to look for Halloween just after July 4th. I celebrate for months. You and Rachel Maxey both. I have my sewing planned out for the rest of the year. So yes, is the answer to that. Yes is the answer. but I am excited about this month's plans, although the pile is growing. It was always growing, isn't it? Like, I always want to do all the things. Oh yeah. Rockmel says I like it too. Michelle says black lemons is perfect. Jojo says I love that lemons. Jessica Neal says that's so pretty. Thank you. And then it says too much pretty. Rockmel says to Elizabeth, when do you stop making Halloween plans? Do you stop making Halloween plans? And Eleanor is here. Long time to be able to catch a live. Yep. Mentioned the Whitmore pullover. Just FYI, the pattern is as a cardigan or a hat on Ravelry as well. I know she released it as a cardigan. So exciting. He's trying to work out if he can change his name. He's no pineapple talk. I said no to lemons today. You have to come and join us. Where did I get to? Yes, Whitmore. She did do it as a cardigan. I'm very excited about that. The only trouble with that one, because this is me we're talking about, so I have to find something that I don't like about everything. No, I don't. That's negative. It's a fully button up to the neck, isn't it? And I prefer a V-neck. So it would be, I can imagine saying to mum, it would be like, can I have this one, but with V-neck, please? And she looking at it with all the detail around the yoke and just being like, no. Which is why I'm thinking maybe a sweater. Ooh, mum is home now. Rotten Mouse says Florida is subtropical, so I'm going to go Halloween year round. Nice. Aaron says my daughter is going to Renaissance Fair next weekend. I'm helping her with cosplay. That's so cool. I really want to go to one. He's like, oh God, what does lemons mean? I'm saying lol, nothing. I just have a lot of fabric with lemons on it. Elizabeth says, Ralph, my main Halloween time is July 5th to Halloween, so then maybe some post-Halloween sales and then a few days of halfway through to Halloween in April. Love it. Eleanor says, background voice, and now we are at the point where amount of projects is larger than the time in the year. And Anna Top. So possibly an Anna Top, yes, definitely. Definitely. Michelle says, that Bird of Paradise border print is amazing. You need to find some of those fabrics. They are Michael Miller and they're very, very old. Like I'm very old. Ron Ralph says bright green cardigan with the white grace top skirt to dress. Yeah, or this one, or any of my bright coloured cardigans. I think it works quite well. I mean, yellow is one of my colours. I think I've just, naturally gravitate towards the ones that I think make me look better, and then just don't wear the other ones, which is why I wanted to go through my stash today and like destash some of it, because there's stuff in here that I think is much more mum than it is me. But I'm not sure that's going to happen because I'm having far too much fun sitting and waffling at you. Elena says he can change it in his channel settings. Apparently you can change your screen name in your channel settings. Because the next comment is from Michelle saying, ooh, stalker fodder, we can Google him. He was working up to coming and saying hi last time. He's a little shy, believe it or not, bless him. He thinks he's just done it. He might be joining the stream in a minute. Ooh. What have you gone for? If it's like buttons, it'd be like, well done. Rotten Ralph says, tell Buttons to make a sock account just for the lives. Rotten Ralph says he could just be Buttons here. Yes, I think that's maybe what he's gone for. We shall see. He might join in a minute. Rachel Lynn says he needs to make a YouTube account 2 buttons, and then we'd know who it was. Well, that is true, but he might want to go incognito, and he might decide to. I mean, the only way you'd know if he's actually here, though, is if he starts commenting as well. So, yeah, because he could just log in as whatever his name is and not comment, and then nobody would know. Yeah. Christine says, bonjour, Sian and Peeps. Wow, I'm happy to see that dress on you again. Hi, buttons. I am so happy to be in this dress again. Yeah. Christine says, by the way, you look wonderful. Oh, thank you. Caroline says, McCall's 8177 pattern trimmed to trace. Buttons make a second account. Catherine says, hello all. Hello. Rotten Ralph says, just do a random email for just a YouTube account, buttons. Sarah says, tell him to make a burner account, buttons the boy. He's typing. Have you logged in? Oh, yeah, you do have to subscribe to comment. Yes, I think you might be watching now. You have to be subscribed for 5 minutes to comment as well, because I've done that. I've done that because I ended up with a bunch of people that would join the streams and then start with the abuse or the obscenities or just rudeness. So I've made it that you have to be subscribed for at least 5 minutes. So if you're watching, you have to subscribe and then sit there for 5 minutes and then you can comment. So he's here. So behave yourselves. So yeah, do behave yourselves. Nimue says, in fan fiction, there was a time genre when lemons was code for sexy stuff. Really? There's actually an entire citrus code for all kinds of sexy stuff, but I never bothered to learn it. I thought my lemon fabric. I mean, so I have an entire fruit collection of wrongness, is what you're saying, Nimue. There's pineapples and now lemons are bad. Not bad, but really? Garmin says, I agree with Sarah. Rotten Ralph says, trying to help him keep his anonymity. Yes, I think he's managed to. Elizabeth says, hi, buttons. Michelle says, yay, hi, buttons. Welcome to the fun. Catherine says, who, us? Behave ourselves? Rachel then says, what is this behave yourself? We don't understand. What is behave yourself of which you speak? Turn off the computer. Yes. Ralph says, it's not naughty for you. Well, it is now, because now I need to know. Did make me giggle him away. Sarah says, there's a code for everything. Even certain color combinations means you're into certain types of activities. Good grief. Good grief. This whole kind of like subcategory of life that's just going on around us. Those in the know are giggling like crazy, and the rest of us are just like, oh, yeah. Carmen says, no, not wrongness. When you are sexy, you attract sexiness. Oh, lol, in a good way, Sian. Yes, totally. Why? Let's see. Michelle says, who knew we could be PG-13 with fabric? I mean, right? Have you already subscribed? Where did I get to? Read the chat. Ron Rouse says, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Jojo says, haha, fruity by name, fruity by nature. No fruit bowl is free of smut. Nice. Nimue says, the citrus thing is a peculiar thing that had a lot of us shaking our heads about it. Behaving is overrated. Yeah. Ron Rouse says, but only to the people that are interested. This is true. Catherine says, I'm late. Is there a hooting sound on the channel, or is it outside? Our neighbour is drilling. into his fence. He was mowing the other day and he was drilling. So, yeah. Elizabeth says, in fan fiction, lemons means schmextra times PG-13R. Limes means almost schmextra times PG-13-ish. There's a giant crow or something like hopping along the top of the roof as well. Where did I get to? Jojo says, is it foggy by you, Shan? Can anyone else hear that hooting noise? Lol. No, that is the neighbour. That is the neighbour. Ralph says, it's not just to make you blush, it's just to communicate without outing yourself, you see. Yes. Carmen says to Michelle, and she's laughing. Nimue says to Catherine, so I'm not imagining that. That's good. I thought it was AC at first. No, the neighbour is doing his yard work. I'm surprised Dad's not out there with a power tool of some kind or another. He's been out there floating around doing things. They finally finished the front garden apart from painting, so it's going to start in the back garden soon, which is very exciting. Carmen says, I also hear the hooting sound, not sure where it's coming from. Very busy neighbour. Yes, it is definitely the neighbour. Michelle says, lol, I thought the drilling was in my neighbourhood. No. Even with all this fabric, the soundproofing in here is not perfect. Hour and 46 minutes. I have got some fabric out, but yeah. Oh, guys, right. Yes, this fabric. Pansies. This is my other obsession, and I can never find beautiful pansy fabric that I love. I got this from Truro Fabrics. Oh, I've got itchy eyeball. Itchy eyeball. Elizabeth says, I could see the black and yellow lemon fabric is a very large, squishy skirt and a very peasant-like top, a lot of ruffles, very Spanish flamingo style. Yes. The only trouble with the black and yellow lemons that I've been showing you today is it's quilting cotton, so that wouldn't work. But the Bright Side of Life, the Lady McElroy one that they did in white and black, that is a cotton lawn, so that totally would work. Catherine says pretty. Karma says buttons. The 5 minutes have passed now. Just thought I'll mention it. Yeah, you need, if you're watching, you need to comment and just say hi. They won't bite too hard, I don't think. Right? You guys will behave yourselves. Well, behave yourselves. Susan says, I'm sorry, but I have to go now. Thank you all for making my first time here very welcoming. I will re-watch the video later. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining the Patreon peeps. Do join the Facebook group, because that is a place to ask all of the questions. And welcome to the joy of sewing and the craziness that is here. So yes. Catherine says, thinking of Lady McElroy, is there any news on the super secret squirrel dress? You're the second person to ask that. No, they have still not released the pattern, so I still cannot show you. I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know what is going on with that. Sorry. Carmen says, of course we will behave. Lol. Lol. Ralph says, I only nibble on my friends. And Rachel Lynn says, we won't bite today. I don't know if he's watching anymore. Like, are you watching? The Wandering Sower says, hello, how are you doing? I am okay. The movers are coming tomorrow to pack up the house. I won't see you next week, as I'll be on one last safari before we leave on the 18th. Wow, you're moving. Oh, now you're moving. Are you moving to Croatia? Did I get that right? Is that right? Where are you moving to? Because I know it's somewhere in Europe, isn't it? Prague. Czech Republic. Did I get that right? Oh, he is watching. So they want you to say hi. They promised not to bite and jump on you. So Carol says hi from New York City. Hello. Elizabeth says, I love that this channel has sewers from around the world. It's so cool. I'm just from Boring, Ohio. He can't work out how to subscribe. I think you might need to go. I don't know. I don't know what you're looking at. Hang on. Let me have a look and see what you're looking at on screen. It doesn't he's like, does it reset? No, it doesn't reset. Okay. So you need to cancel the live chat replay. You should be able to just go to my channel and subscribe, and then yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Don't think he knows what's going on either. Are you watching on your phone? But no, it won't reset the 5-minute timer. It just needs you to subscribe to the channel for 5 minutes in total. It doesn't do it every time you log into the chat, because otherwise I'd be sitting there for the first 5 minutes twiddling my thumbs with nobody saying anything. Rotten Ralph says he can hide, don't worry. Sorry, Elizabeth was saying Ohio is boring, but Ohio seems like really exciting to me because I'm not from Ohio. Columbus is the capital of Ohio, right? I think. And I know that from the book Ready Player One, if I'm right. He's worked it out. Woo! Catherine says there's a button saying subscribe next to the channel name. Oh, he's just subscribed. 4 minutes, 59 seconds to go. I'm just sitting here cuddling fabric at the moment. Where was I with the chat? Sorry. Buttons is chatting to me. Anna's sending me pictures of pretty fabrics. Pansy fabrics. Ooh, that is pretty. Yeah, no, I've got both of those, Anna. They're quilting cottons though, aren't they? Rose and Hubble. She sent me some very pretty pansy prints. I've got both of them. But what I meant was like apparel fabrics, and I use quilting cottons for dresses, but this is a cotton lawn, and I got it from Truro Fabrics, and I bought a swatch of it and then held off on buying more of it because it was really expensive, and it was just before I'd gotten like really into feeling comfortable about sewing with more expensive fabrics, and it was £16 a meter, I think it was. And when I went back to buy more of it, they'd sold out, and then they came up with this remnant, and I absolutely love this print, but there's only 2.2 meters of this, so I was going to make a shirt, but I don't wear shirts. We know this. I was saying this to Mum the other day because I've given Mum my Melilo. Not that she can keep it forever, and if I want to wear it myself, I can borrow it back from her. But I just don't really wear shirts. I wear dresses. And so 2.2 meters of fabric. I was thinking, do I? And I know I'm making a lot of these now, but I'm doing it because this bodice takes such a small amount of fabric and you can put so many different types of skirts on it. But I was thinking this bodice, and then whatever I've got left, divide it into equal panels and do a pleated and gathered skirt with whatever I've got left, because it won't be as full as I really, really want it to be. No, I was going to say I could do it on the cross grain. They do look a bit funky, don't they, that way? I think I'd get away with them being, is it directional? I think this is directional as well. God damn your, sorry, I don't mean to blaspheme. But it is quite wide. So what I was thinking is 2 widths of this, doing a pleated and gathered skirt with it, like this one. I can see somebody saying an A-line skirt, but I'm thinking I'd get more poof. This is 2.8 yards, or 2.8 meters, 3 yards of fabric. So I think I would get more poof with a pleated and gathered skirt. I think, because as I say, this is wide, But I just think I don't think I know I'd wear this more as a dress than as a shirt. And it's such a beautiful print that I really, 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 really want to wear it. The other dress that I was thinking of is the Butterick 5951. So this is the other one that I was thinking of, because I can get this out of 2.5 meters. So that neckline, those sleeves, and that skirt. And I was thinking about doing the sleeveless version, but with the V in it still. I was thinking that could look quite nice. What do you guys think? Because I know I make a lot of these. But I just, it would look amazing as a shirt. I just know I wouldn't wear it very frequently. And I think I need to make it into a dress. He's worked it out. He has worked it out. Hello. No name buns. Nice. Oh, it's going to go nuts now, and everyone's saying hello. Elizabeth says, yes, Columbus is the state capital of Ohio. It can be busy there. I'm now living up past Mansfield, Ohio, halfway between Cleveland and Columbus in the cornfields by the Amish. Wondering So says, how do you remember all the fabrics and patterns you have? As I'm packing, I'm thinking, I didn't know I had that. Because I do this all the time and sit there and just like literally just fabric fondle and pattern fondle with you guys so frequently that it just refreshes my memory for what I've got. Jill says, good morning. Anna says, I wonder how I knew you might already have the ones that I sent. Yeah. Jojo says, lol, is there any fabric you haven't curated yet? No. Elizabeth says, Eliza says, lol, I am here in the vacation capital of Ohio. Hikers and four-wheelers as far as you can see. What used to be quiet and peaceful is now full of tourists. Catherine says, A-line skirt with a slit. I do think I'd get more wear out of a pleated together skirt. Angelina says, maybe an Eve dress, can get mine out of 2 meters. Yes, but I cut mine on the cross grain and I don't think this print would work for that. And I also I haven't made one in a cotton lawn. They've all been viscose. So I would be willing to experiment with that, but I don't want to experiment with that with this print. Nimue says, less full skirts come in handy on windy days. I think it would look cute in that print. Yeah. Catherine says, latest make going up on the group now. Ooh, let us have a look. Let us be nosy. Oh, it won't refresh. Come on. Oh, it's because I'm... Oh, that fabric's really pretty, Jojo. She's put up the one she wants to make like the Grecian dress out of. That's really nice. I like that. Sorry, distracted by fabric again. It's not coming. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, that's so pretty. Latest make, my Taika based floofy button through. Very pretty. I like that a lot. Do I need this pattern? So pretty. I don't need this pattern. I need all the patterns. I need all of the things. Rachel then says, could you do a skirt with goatees in white for the pansy colour? Then it would flare out. Ooh. Possibly. I don't have a skirt with goatees in it. So again, it's not something I'm willing to experiment with this one. Someone called Buttons has arrived and joined the chat. Hi. Elizabeth says to Eliza, yeah, there have lots of woods there, but a lot more people nowadays. It's a bit too busy there for me now. Lived there 7 years, but moved north to help elderly family. I miss the convenience. Rotten Pow says it looks good to me. Everyone's saying hi to Buttons. Jessica says you could pick out one of the colours from the fabric and add panels of a plain colour in with the pattern of the skirt. Yeah. You guys are full of good ideas. Jill says hi to the Wandering Sewist. How is your move coming along? Button says hi to everybody. Jojo says hello Buttons, nice to have you here. Christine says hello Buttons. Dear Grace says hi Sean, Peeps and Buttons. Hello from Brisbane, which is rainy and cool this evening. Good evening. Robert says, I think you're very thoughtful. Before you make something, I think you can way to make some of the cutest. My internet connection is giving me some problems today. No worry, Roberts, no worry. Gig Racer says, I saw Jojo's fabric and thought how lovely it is. Isn't it pretty? Elizabeth says, I know it was from a while ago, but perhaps you can make a short video or a short video about the realities of cute nails with sewing, like how you mentioned breaking nails. Yes. I mean, like I say, that's why I've got the acrylics on, because these two, I could grow my own nails naturally this long, but it would always be these two that would break, and I would break this one like really kind of close down here, and that would be really, really painful. So yeah. Eliza says, if you venture southeast of the hills, reach out and we can meet up. Peeps meeting up all over the world. I love it. The Wandering Sower says, we're having our farewell Bri this afternoon. I haven't heard Bri in ages. Bri Breckies. Oh. I love that you're having a Bri in the middle of winter as well. Went out and got some beef rashers only in South Africa. Yes. Oh, Bri Breckies. I miss Bri Breckies. My mouth is literally salivating. Catherine says, Lamazi have 5.5 meters of it left. Don't tempt me. I do not need any more fabric. Rotten Rouse says, so make a wearable mock-up with the Go Days. Yes. No, I would definitely do mock-ups ahead of time, because the other thing with this one is, it's, as you can see, it's quite sheer, so this would need to be fully lined as well. You guys might get really bored of this, but I think I'm going to turn this into a grey dress with a pleated and gathered skirt, because I think it would get worn. No, I'm going to do the 5951. And if I have enough fabric, I won't do the full long sleeves, but I might do like fluttery sleeves or little sleeve caps. Yeah, this is going to be the 5951. It's going to be a dress. Yes. Robert says, thanks for understanding. No worries. Carol says, there was a Go Day pattern in yesterday's video. Hold that fabric until you've tried it. Yeah, the shirt dress one, wasn't it? McCall's shirt dress with stripes. I still think maybe I ought to do that in the lilac strawberry stripes. That could look quite good. The Wandering Sower says, Bri Breckies with feta and built on. Oh my good grief. New obsession unlocked. Feta and biltong Bri Breckie. Oh dear. I need it. We haven't had a barbecue in ages. Sorry, for those of you that are not living in South Africa or don't speak Afrikaans of any kind, Bri is a barbecue, and Bri Breckies are basically toasted sandwiches that you do on the barbecue. But biltong and feta sounds amazing. Oh, I miss the biltong shops. I love the fact that you go out into a mall in South Africa and there's just biltong shops. The Wandering Sower says she bought a biltong dryer that you're taking with me. Oh, yes, because the best stuff that I found over here was from Mr. Biltong, and it was £40 for a kilo, and that's a really good price and amazing. But the trouble is, I would have it delivered to the house, and a kilo would last me maybe 3 days. That's not how it's meant to be eaten. Buttons is saying he's so hungry now. I know, all this chat of food, I'm just like, what do I need to eat? I need to eat. Elizabeth says to Eliza, thanks for the offer. I'll keep it in mind. But by the way, I meant that I lived in CBUS for 7 years, just visited HH, just to avoid confusion. Glad to see another Ohioan here, though. Elena says, are you sure that you don't need any more fabric? I mean, no, of course I need all of the fabric. Oh, I mean, I don't have enough. There's gaps. The fact that I've got piles around me and there's a pile of stuff over there because there isn't room for it to go back there. All the stuff that's out on the table is going to be made of soon stuff. So yeah, I need more fabric, obviously. Buttons and I have already been talking about it as well. And we've decided that fabric souvenir buying is a completely acceptable thing to do when we go away together. So we need to constantly find fabric shops in the places that we go to. So I am very, very excited that I have found someone that's willing to encourage me in my obsession. Yay. Yay. Anna's sending me pictures now. Anna, what have you found now? I do not need tempting with more. That's so pretty. Ooh. That one is very pretty, and I don't have that. That is nice. Oh, she's sending me more photos. Oh, Anna. Oh, yeah, the lily of the valley as well. And the mushrooms. Lily of the valley, but the mushrooms. I'm waiting till the cooler months to tell you about that obsession, but I love mushroom fabric as well. Carmen says, ooh, to the wandering sewist, I think we need a bri too. I want a bri. Debbie says, sorry, Peeps, going to have to shoot off. Formula One is calling. We'll catch up later. See you Thursday, Sean. See you on Thursday, Debbie. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can't wait to see you in real life and give you a squidge. Yay. Jessica says, good night, lovelies. Thank you for joining us. Elizabeth says, oh my gosh, I have biltong right now. It's awesome. I am jealous. Mel says, toasted sandwiches on a barbecue. Interesting. Oh, if you've not tried them, you should. It's like, have you ever had barbecued strawberries with balsamic vinegar and pepper? Ainsley Harriet recipe. Yes. Yes. Gig Racer says, you're all making me very hungry. Same. Caroline says, there's a biltong place near Bisley, West End, Woking. Is that near Guildford, Caroline? Buttons. Nimue says, or something like the Burda 6466 skirt with coordinating fabric and bodice of your choice, obviously. The pansies would look cute as the peeking back of the pleats. Oh. I kind of think I want to do the 5951 with this. Caroline says the biltong place is fairly close to Guildford, Buttons. This is completely aimed at you. I kind of think I want to do the 5951 with this. I think. Rotten Rouse says, I'm not allowed to stop petting Anya. My furry dictator has placed her demands. Nice. Yeah, I put up a picture of yesterday of Chiana helping me edit. This is the morning ritual. She doesn't do this when Button's here, though. She won't sit on my lap with an audience. She only does that when it's just me and her, which is quite interesting. And she also doesn't do her. She likes Buttons. She's very very friendly towards Buttons, but she doesn't do her sleepy thing where she kind of gets really into it and completely goes on her back, and then her back paws curl over like that, and she does this with her front paws. She's not gotten that level of comfortable with him yet, though, so working on it. She's not like attacked him, so you know that's good. Elizabeth says, I've managed to find biltong at Walmart here in Ohio. I love it, but it's so expensive online otherwise. Yes, and I have found that the ones that I can get in the supermarket are incredibly expensive, but also not actually that good. Like I say, Mr. Biltong is the closest I've found, but I personally prefer the wet biltong rather than the dry biltong, and Mr. Biltong does give you options, but £40 for a kilo that lasts me 3 days, I can't sustain that. Oh my god, it makes me so happy though. Let's see. Elena says to Buttons, she always makes me hungry at some point at the hangout today. Sean started that in the first 10 minutes. Sorry. Rotten Ralph says, do you encourage him in his obsessions too, Sean? Does she, Buttons? Do I encourage you in your obsessions? I don't know. I think I do. I'm definitely encouraging you in your sci-fi obsession, aren't I? Yeah. Rotten Ralph says, mushrooms are delightful. Yes. Anna says, yep, me too. I like mushroom fabric. Yep. There are some amazing ones on Spoonflower. It's another very expensive habit. I need to win the lottery. I'd be a really good rich person. I would have so much fabric. I'd also have an editor, so all I would have to do would be sew. And that would be amazing. So yeah. Caroline says, yep, the Biltong place is fairly close to Guildford. Rotten Ralph says, have you ever had a barbecue peaches with sweet creamy cheese? I haven't. That sounds good. Button says, yeah, West End is pretty close to work for me. Oh dear. New obsession. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's see. Rotten Ralph says, I have a mushroom canvas fabric for a Rachel Maxi vest. Nice. Caroline says, on the A33322 on the way to the M3. Catherine says, next project, Simplicity 6 S9600 VC, and I'm making my ready-to-wear size number because there is 5 inches of ease otherwise. Let's have a look at this pattern, 5 inches of ease. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Let's see, what was it? Simplicity 9 6. Ooh, 6 6. See, this is the trouble. The nails are slightly too long. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. I'm going to put up the line drawings. I like that a lot. That's better than that. 5 inches of ease. Is that a knit pattern as well? It's really pretty. Oh, here we go. Nice. Very nice. Caroline says, on the left, called Hot Rocks. Rockmouth says, the kitten climbed on my chest. My Jane has figured out that that's the thing he can do now. Lots of kitty. Oh, so cute. Caroline says, I think there's a place in Woking, Market Walk. I am gonna need some biltong. Rockmouth says, I have the D&D movie on Blu-ray on the way. So we missed that at the cinema. We were going to go and see it at the cinema, but we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 instead, which I'm very glad we did. Yeah. Elizabeth says, I've been debating on going for my early morning walk. I'll keep watching this. Such choices. Mutton says, indeed, lucky I haven't had the guitar around you yet. I love that you play guitar, though. That's awesome. Did you play last night? Because I know you were going to watch your old band play. Caroline says, love barbied peaches. Ralph says, we grill everything in Colorado. Button says, might change your mind. Ralph says, Button needs a guitar on the island. I haven't got room for one in the house. Where would we store it? Ooh, where could we store it? I'm already clearing out a drawer for him, so for some clothes. That's nice of me. Elena says, Sean, you're making me hungry, ends up in me physically grocery shopping during the hangout. Like now I'm getting home from the shops. Sorry. Robert says, what I was trying to say earlier was just you put a great deal of thought into something beforehand before you make it. I think you will look great in those colours. Oh, thank you. And Catherine says, I just managed to get it out of 3 meters of a remnant of viscose jersey, and it is a knit pattern. What Ralph says. Laura says, one of my proudest achievements is perfect pattern matching of a zipper of a mushroom print viscose dress. Oh, nice. Viscose is evil to pattern match. Well done. Nice. Very nice. Jill says, here in Texas, we barbecue jalapeno peppers with cream cheese wrapped in bacon. It's so good with a kick. I don't like jalapeno peppers, but other than that, that sounds pretty amazing. I don't like any kind of peppers. I am a weird person, I know. I know. Wandering says it so. It says, ooh, ice cream truck, be right back. You're like Doug from Up. Ooh, squirrel. Sarah says, Bianca has slowly convinced me to draft from blocks, but it's so tempting to just buy the big 4 patterns since they already did most of the work. Vogue released a pattern in the summer collection I loved. Yeah, there's a couple of the new Vogue ones that I'm definitely going to need. I'm kind of been a bit disappointed with McCall's recently. Usually McCall's are the ones that I'm just like, I must have all of them, but a bit like about the ones that they've been bringing out recently. But yeah, there's a lot of Vogue ones that I want. And I totally agree with you as well. Like, I really do want to get back into my slopers and things, but I do think I need to try. I wonder if it'll work over this dress, because it is a fairly form-fitting dress. Ah! Okay. So I use moulage. Yeah, here we go. Moulage. Because I have a feeling that this is now going to be my sloper rather than my moulage. Bearing in mind I've only fixed one shoulder on this, not the other shoulder. And I am putting this on over a dress. Yeah. Yeah, so this over this dress is fitting. Yeah, so this is going to be, should be my moulage, but it's going to be my sloper. So I need to go back and draft my patterns from this rather than the sloper that I did, because I added an inch of ease on the sloper, which I do have. It's got a zip in it, so I don't know if it'll do up. Ugh. Yeah. So this is what I've been drafting from, and this is, I mean, I haven't done it up all the way, but this is still loose over the top of this dress, like quite considerably loose. And this dress is loose on me as well. So this is why my Star Trek dress came out 2 inches too big. So I need to go back. I need to go back to my moulage and trace that off to be my new sloper, and just not put any of retweak the neckline, because the neckline on the moulage is too tight. But that's the only thing that's too tight. Like the inch of ease that I've added is too much. But I mean, you know, like I started this process in the middle of losing weight, so it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all, but yeah. Definitely need to go back and tweak some stuff so that I can start doing the Bianca Star things. So Buttons gave me a Lady McElroy voucher for my birthday, which was very kind of him, as well as a couple of decks of Theory 11 playing cards, which was amazing. Like, brilliant birthday presents this year. I gave him a book of like 50 dates that we should try. You need to bring that with you if you come for a long weekend this weekend coming. Bring the book with you. We could do a couple of the dates because there's 50 of them in there. So if we don't start, you're going to be stuck with me for a really long time. Just saying. But yeah, Sarah, I completely agree with you. There's a bunch of the Vogue patterns that I love. I personally still, because like Bianca's amazing and she can have a look at a line drawing and pattern pieces and just be like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. But for me, I probably would still, given the prices that you can get them at, I probably would still buy the patterns and then use my block to make the pattern fit me, as it were. So have like the pattern as like a starting guide. And there's also the sewing instructions of how it goes together. Although we do know a lot of the time I ignore those and just do my own thing. So maybe that's wasteful. But definitely for my vintage patterns, like that Halston skirt, I'm going to go back to my sloper and I'm going to draft that Halston skirt from my sloper so it fits me and my hips and my waist to hip ratio, because I really like that skirt. Putting it on again the other day, it looked amazing, even though it was like 5 inches too big for me now. Nice, but still, yeah, I agree with you. Like, patterns are addictive. Totally separate collection. Rachel says, I'm working on the McCaw's 8339. It will I'll put it up when I'm done. I'm hoping to finish it today. Just have to find the knit interfacing. Nice. Rock says, craft room so he can play guitar while you sew. Serenade me whilst I'm working. What do you think about that? Are you still watching, by the way? But yeah, that would be nice. Although it would have to be non-copyright music. Because, yeah, otherwise, or just when I'm not filming. Where did I get off with the chat? Anna says, yeah, mushroom fabric does its best to work its magic high on me. There are so many. Yeah. Oh, he's still here. That's good. Are you gonna bring the date book with you next weekend? Got to start working our way through them. There's another book that I can buy for afterwards, so that there's an incentive to get through this one. Because the other one's spicy. I think we said that. He's like, absolutely. Awesome. Cool. Christine says, giving up a drawer must be serious stuff. Lol. I know. Chiana's even given up a drawer to him. Because Chiana had 2 drawers in the bedside table. She's got 1 now. So, yeah. Catherine says, changing. Oh, Rotten Ralph says, you are no weirder than we are. No, that's why you're here. That's why you love me, right? Rotten Ralph read that one. Catherine says, changing over from microtext for woven viscose to stretch machine needle for jersey. I've dropped the microtext needle somewhere. Uh-oh, floor is lava and where's Wally? But Wally will stab you if you find him with your foot. Careful. Sarah says, well, a lot of McCall's patterns are very early 2000s styles. Not a fan, and or very skin-tastic. Don't want so much cutouts or crop tops. Rotten Ralph says, sloping out. Yeah. Yeah. Dave and Arove, hey, bit late today. What a dress, Sean. Fire. Thank you. I love this dress. I love this dress so much. Robert says, from what I see, your body is really good for what you wear. You look nice. Thank you. Yes, I do try to enhance my figure, but I think most people do. But again, I wear what I like and what pleases me. Rotten Ross says, Buttons, do you play Munchkin? Is that Munchkin or Munch? Or Much? Yes. Saskia says, hey, give the stream a like if you haven't yet. Oh, yes, thank you. There's 105 of us and 71 likes. Rotten Ralph says, you are not your. And Rotten Ralph says, I'm assuming you can chat about your lives and interests while you hang out. Definitely. Nimoy says, I feel like I should go do some actual work, but don't wanna. Stupid adulting. Yeah, no. Screw work. Me. David Monroe says, did you design the dress you are wearing and choose the fabric? Oh yeah, totally. This is the Grace dress. This is the KB Grace dress with a 16-paneled chevroned circle skirt that took forever to cut out and sew. And it even has rainbow bias binding on all of the panels on the inside because I am a masochist and really enjoyed doing this. So yeah, this is my pride dress, and it is very loud, and you will not lose me in a crowd, except maybe at a pride march, because everybody else would be wearing very similar things, and I would blend in. So yeah, yes. Nothing else. Rotten Mouse says Munchkin is a card game based on D&D. Oh, is it? I did not know that. Mim says, hello, Rainbowy Sean, lovely dress, and hello, peeps. How are you? Very well, thank you. How are you? David Arave says that's amazing. Thank you. Elena says adulting is overrated. Totally. Catherine says, where did you get the rainbow binding from? It's Prim. It's from Prim. You can get it on eBay. They do. You can buy it by the meter, but it is really expensive. Or they do 30-meter rolls, which are around £30, which is the cheapest way of buying it. And honestly, once you've had some, you will put it in everything. The very lovely Karin actually found me what was left of a 100-meter roll, and there was 62 meters left on it, so I have quite a bit of this. Yeah, I highly recommend bias binding, the rainbow bias binding, and I recommend putting it on everything because it goes with everything. Yes. Elizabeth says, does the rainbow dress you have on have pockets? No, it does not. It does not have pockets. It could have pockets. It does have side seams, but my brain wanted to. So putting pockets in when you bind seams like this is doable. But it's easier to French seam them, but I didn't want a French seam and chevron, and I also didn't want to put, no, I just, there was enough braining going on with this skirt to make me want to not put pockets in it. And honestly, I'm not like a huge must-have pockets in everything kind of a girl. I'm sorry. I know that's a bit weird, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a huge must-have pockets in everything kind of a girl. So yes. David Array says Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat looks so bleak in comparison to Sean's dress. It is very loud. Catherine says, I buy all my commercial binding as 25-meter rolls. Yeah. Prim, basically. Prim. They had it on, I saw it on one of the Great British Sewing Bees. Anna will know this as well because they did it on, the guy put it on one of the walkaway dresses as the binding around the edge, and it was just like, they make that? And then I made it my life mission to track it down, and Prim. Dave from the Rave says, does it drag on the floor like a small train? Sorry, you probably showed at the start of this stream. No, it does not. No, it's a T-length. Just below the knee length dress. Robert says, you're amazing, and I got to say thank you for sharing. Well, thank you for joining us, Robert. Mim says, I'm fine, just sewed up some jeans for my husband. Next on my list is a dress for myself. Nice. I'm really hungry. My mouth is actually watering. I'm that hungry. I think I need to go and get myself some food. I'm sorry that we didn't do any of the pattern fabric destashing. I might, well, no, you're going to be here next weekend, aren't you, Buttons? So we're going to do a hangout next weekend, but it won't be a super long one. Although I said that last time he was here, and we ended up waffling for 2 hours, didn't we? So there will be a hangout next weekend with the Buttons in person, not just on screen. At some point we will do Mum's fabric destash as well. We will do that because it needs sorting out. It's stressing me out, like really stressing me out. So that needs to get sorted out because no. Yeah. So words are hard. I'm very happy with all the stuff that I have got done today, though, and even if it was just waffling at you guys and then getting out these fabrics to fix all those dresses and skirts that are over there, because they definitely deserve to get fixed. And I am doing Fruity June because it's So Fruity challenge this month. So I need to finish off these dresses, and I've done the most time-consuming skirts now. So it's just making up a whole bunch of these bodices and smooshing them together. So fingers crossed that shouldn't take me too long. Button says I may take my human form and appear. Yes. ... Yes. Yeah, it shouldn't take me too long to get those skirts and dresses finished. So next weekend's videos can be the May lookbook and the June plans. And when you see the June plans, I should have already started on the June plans. That's the plan anyway. And I might actually start with the these two, because I'm excited about those two. And they fit in with the So Fruity theme, which was what I started waffling about, wasn't it? So yeah, I might start with those two, because I do have a giant pile of fabric behind you. Oh, I bought a colour catcher to try and rectify that one that I dyed pink by accident. So I'll see if I'm going to take that up and put that in the wash and see if that helps. But yeah. Ooh, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, I should be already well into making up my June plans by the time you see my June haul, because a lot of people are like, oh, don't overextend yourself because you keep doing that. And yeah, I do. But I like having lots of plans. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So David Rose says, enjoy your munch. Rotten Ralph says, whoop. Anna says, not sure if you saw, I have put up the retreat vlog on the other channel. Ooh, I will go and have a look. Thank you for letting me know. Rotten Ralph says, I'm going back to the sewing machine rehabilitation. Nimoy says, food is important, enjoy, and I really should do some stuff they're paying me fabric money for. I love that it's already fabric money rather than just actual money. Yes. Gig Racer says, I hope your June plans are more productive than my April and May plans, which are still not started. Whoops. Eleanor says, Sian, could I buy all of the blue lemon scraps that you end up with? Possibly, Elena. Have you seen as well? I've got 5 meters of the viscose, so there might be, I'm not sure which dress I'm going to do with that one yet, but there might be scraps from that as well, if that helps. Rachel then says, have a lovely rest of your day. I will. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for everyone for hanging out with me this afternoon. Sorry it wasn't as advertised, but you know, this is me, so like, of course it's not as advertised. Always ends up being something random, doesn't it? But I've enjoyed myself. So I will see you all during the week. The shorts will be resuming. I have caught up with my editing. I'm slightly ahead with editing, which is the plan for this weekend. That's why Buttons isn't here, because we both needed to kind of like get up to date with life admin and stuff like that, like laundry. Who knew laundry would be a thing? But yes, I shall see you all next Sunday for a hangout and for lots of videos. And I very much enjoyed hanging out with you today. So I shall see you all very soon. Bye.